Good morning. Today, I will introduce the journey of Peggy Sue. This is today's agenda. First, I will introduce about this novel and main characters. This novel, Peggy Sue, the girl who has a magical eyes, is a French novel written by Serge Brussel, who is a famous SF author in French. It has 10 series that describing the adventure and growth of Peggy Sue. These series are translated in many languages and we can read until 5 editions. I chose this novel because it describes a radical growth and change of one little girl, and I think it will be a good lesson for us to be braver and gain a power to confront many difficulties like Peggy Sue. Next, I will introduce characters. Peggy Sue is a 14 years old girl who has a special power to see ghosts. In Peggy Sue's world, ghosts do many bad things like manipulating children to point the air gun at others and make kill each other, or put the electrical wire into the pool and get children an electric shock. Peggy Sue can detect such things and she can break them by staring them because her eyes has a magical power to attack them even though such power doesn't last long. Athena is an important key person who gives Peggy a special power. She is a fairy of universe and she chose Peggy to save the world from the ghost. She wants to increase the people like Peggy in the near future, but she is worrying about the condition of herself because she uses a lot of power to visit the Earth from the universe. So she thinks she has a short life. Sonia is a girl who is so bright and cheerful. She likes to talk about gossip and girls talk, and she has an opposite personality to Peggy and open Peggy's heart, and they become closer immediately. Totally is a handsome boy and he has a calm personality. Peggy is attracted by his character in the story. Mr. Blanche is a math teacher in Point Bluff. He is so smart but so arrogant of his ability and always make a fool of students. Peggy hates him so much, but he is a key person of the solution of the big incident in this story. Blue Dog is also a key person of this story. He is a typical example that bad person can change his personality to good one if he makes an effort to change himself. He was an ordinary dog, but by sunburning, his skin became blue. Next, I will talk about the journey of Peggy. As a status quo, she was an isolated girl not only at the school, but also at the house. She was thought to be a strange girl because the ghosts make her to behave in crazy way. For example, they tried to make Peggy thrashing around. People were afraid of her because she does such behavior suddenly. Peggy was so sad that she can't consult her pain to anyone because fighting with ghosts is her own mission since she was 6 years old. Her family wanted to leave the city because rumors about Peggy flied around the city and they became mock of the city. And Peggy felt sorry for family and accepts their tradition. Also, she wanted to leave the city because she was so tired of bullying at school. Such things are called for the adventure of Peggy and her family. In her journey, she met two mentors, Sonia and Dudley. Sonia and Dudley didn't know Peggy's infamy, so they are so kind to her and they become friends immediately. Also, her glasses was so helpful for her. She protected Peggy's eye that not to deplete too much. Also, ghosts can't kill her directly because of the power of the glasses, but they can urge her to kill herself. As a departure, Peggy and her family drive for a long time to go further. However, when they passed the city Point Bluff, they got a flat tire. It was a scratch like a teeth mark on tire. Her family was surprised and wondered what happened, but Peggy realized it is deed of ghost. She thought, ghosts want to stalk us and live in Point Bluff. They are planning something bad thing in the city. As a result, they couldn't move from there, so they decided to live in Point Bluff. At first, Point Bluff was so peaceful and calm city. Citizens tend to say, this city is too boring, I want more excitement. Peggy was unbelievable that she can live our peaceful daily lives and she could forget ghosts and abominable things for a while. However, those peaceful days didn't last. Suddenly, blue sun was appeared in Point Bluff. It is evidently hotter than ordinary sun, and by sunbathing, people in Point Bluff has become smarter and smarter. In Point Bluff has a calm nature, and they were pacifism. But they become to person knowledge and conflict each other. Moreover, too much sunbathing made their brains short and infantilization. As a result, Point Bluff has become to be segregated, and citizens are forced to act only during the night because there is no sun. Some people tried to escape from the city, were killed by ghosts. Peggy was shocked with the situation and stand up to resolve the situation. However, during her struggle, sad things was happened. Peggy was battled mentally with her best friend Sonia. Sonia didn't stop sunbathing, even she knows it is dangerous, because she had an inferiority complex academic ability, and she wanted to be smart. Peggy advised that she is in a dangerous condition, but she didn't listen. Peggy helplessly neglects Sonia. In the bottom of the story, Peggy battled with a ghost because she knew that the series of incidents were deed of them. She tried to kill them with her eyes by staring them, but she failed. And there are two highlights in this story. First, animals become smarter than humans. While the citizens started their daily lives during the night, animals weren't cracked down, so animals became smarter and smarter. They began to talk and have a bigger authority than humans. Peggy met one blue dog and she called him Peter, and the dog got angry because he wants more gorgeous name like William Wang and attack her brain. It was her deepest fear because she realized that the dog had so big power that he can make Peggy brain dead. Next highlight is a ghost mesmerization. The intrigue of ghosts accelerated, and they mesmerized that all children in Point Bluff look like an animal. Indeed, they are human. Starved adults began to capture children and even eat them. Peggy also suffered from this damage that her mother tried to eat her. She ran away desperately, but her mother and her companions tried to seek her and capture her. She barely escaped from them in the end. Also, she tried several times to distract Blue Sam by making explosive devices. Datri helped her to make it and tell her to push the button. However, she realized he isn't Datri, but a ghost who pretended to be Datri, and the bomb was embedded right under Peggy. She was about to be killed by herself. It is a scene that the hero injured and thought to be dead. During her hard struggle, she can gain a treasure. It is a new friend. Even the dog she met attacked her, she treats him gently. A Logan dog became faithful and saved her from a pinch. She was so moved by his behavior, and he became a partner of her journey. Also, she found a solution of the situation as a way to destroy the Blue Sam. During her escape from the mother, she met Mr. Blanche. As I mentioned, he is a mean man, but he was so smart that he wasn't mesmerized. Also, he was a counsel of astronomical craft, so he knows how to make a rocket. Peggy found that she can destroy the Blue Sam by using the rocket. Mr. Blanche made a dynamite rocket and Peggy fired it towards the Blue Sam. When Ghost realized Peggy and Mr. Blanche's plan, they tried to mesmerize Mr. Blanche to kill her, but they ended the attack. As a result, a big explosion occurred, and the Blue Sam lost a light. Finally, she succeeds to destroy the Blue Sam. After that, she returns her house and union with her family. Her family didn't understand what happened, and they were spaced out. This adventure made Peggy more dependent and braver. Also, she gained perseverance and the knowledge to solve the big problem. Because of the explosion of the Blue Sam, all citizens lost the memory of what happened. It was good for them to forget the nightmarish events, and they can return to normal life. Peggy was relieved about that, but little bit sad because Sonia and Datri completely forget her, and it was impossible to be friends again. At the end of the story, she reunited with a dog who was untraceable for a long time. Even she said she will leave Point Bluff, the dog decided to follow her. At the beginning of the story, Peggy was isolated and bullied by a lot of people, but she got a partner who is always on her side, and she will continue her journey with her best friend, the blue dog. We can learn from this story that the importance of braveness to confront many difficulties and the importance of friendship. If you believe yourself stronger, there is someone who is always on your side. Thank you for listening.